What is up, guys? Evanaldo here. Wanted to give you an update on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the S&P 500. Want to talk about a little bit about the SPY today as well. Overall, everything looking more bearish signs popping up. The first thing I want to show you guys here is the 2-day right now. Money flow coming out, crossing from green to red on the 2-day right here. Your VWAP's curving back up, but I think it's going to start to curve down. Been above the zero line for a while now. I think you're due to come down, and this is, in the bear markets, usually you don't stay in the green too long. When you come into the green, it's short-lived, then you come back into the red. It looks like kind of that's what's happening right now, and it could be something like this. I'm not saying you're going to repeat all of this. That would be very bad, but, from here to this low was 24%, and then from here to here was 37 about. So, let's see. I mean, 37, that's, your case for right around 11K, which is going to be your 500 weekly moving average, which is a big point. And that could be a potential bottom if you could do come that low. So 2-day time frame, definitely not good at the moment. You do have the bullish signs right here. This confirms in about 2 days on the weekly. It could be, it's obviously a rare bullish sign because it's a pretty big, bullish div right there. But just looking at everything else, looking at the market in general, everything else, I would be a little bit more bearish on it. I think it could be one of those things where once it confirms, you just, you roll back over and go more. That's kind of my main guess on it. But we'll keep an eye on that. We'll definitely keep an eye on that. I also wanted to show you the 2-week quickly. This is just a big DCA opportunity I've been talking about. About 10 months here. When you come into the red, you're almost in the red. I would say maybe once this confirms, this green dot that confirms in 9 days, maybe after it could either go away in that amount of time if we crash down farther, or after it confirms in 9 days, maybe stay more sideways for 9 days, sideways bearish. It's able to confirm, but after that, you come into the red. That's a pretty big possibility. But the good thing about it, both times here, nice about a 10-month DCA period. Just a 10-month perfect DCA period to just get yourself a great position for the next bull run. So there's opportunity coming with that. Moving on to some of the lower time frames here. The daily is interesting. You got a green dot, a higher green dot, and you're coming back into the green. I think it's going to be more short-lived. We are coming into the weekend, so you could get a little last pump up or something. I could definitely see that into tomorrow or Sunday, a last pump up to get away a lot of the shorts. RSI split on some of these time frames. This is more rare. It's more usually when they come up and split, they come back down. You know what I mean? It's not too often you see weird stuff like it's coming up to make a new high. Like that's I haven't seen that. Hasn't happened in years. I don't think, if it's ever happened. But yeah, kind of odd. VWAP curving down in the 8-hour here. You're kind of rejecting from this market cipher SR point, which is pretty big. So I would lean a little bit more bearish on that. Obviously with the money flow, you'd be more bullish, but it is a bear market. It usually rolls over. And then your 4-hour looks to be getting a little overheated with the money flow, starting to come out. Red dot is you're rejecting off at that point. I think this could be definitely a big local high, and you could come down quite a bit here from that. And you could come down. Hard to say. We're coming into the weekend a little bit tough and tougher, just because you're in at December, less trading volume, hard month to trade in general, and just money flow coming out in the 15-minute here. That would be more bearish in my opinion. So that's what I'm looking at right now into the weekend. There's definitely a possibility for a last leg up, but if you want to know what I really think, I think most likely you should come down based on a lot of on the 2-day, that money flow. That money flow is powerful right there. Moving on to Ethereum, and it's kind of in the same ballpark. You have a spiral line right here that we're rejecting off of. Lower time frames are very similar. Money flow coming out in the 22-minute, 15-minute, crossover into the red right there. And yeah, money, red dot right here in the 4-hour. It's all the same as Bitcoin. Curious how the split RSI is curving back up. Those could curve back down. That's very rare. Or yeah, but usually, like you would say over here, yeah, they kept going up. But usually when it gets this high, it starts to come down. That's pretty rare that you're just coming back up. But it's a low trading volume type of situation, December. So that's what you'd expect here, I guess. Some of what happens this time of year, you normally see. Normally trading gets a lot better in January. There's a lot more opportunity. So right now, money flow coming out. VWAP curving back up. It's been above the zero line for a while. I think it will start. Usually it starts to just curve back down. That's what I'm kind of expecting here. And then 3-day, I mean, you're high for money flow in the 3-day in terms of a bear market. So you could be getting towards the top here. You absolutely could be getting towards a top here. Weekly green dot could be like what I said on Bitcoin. It confirms, and then you kind of just roll over and continue down farther. ETH seems high, man. ETH seems a little high for like to be at a bottom. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you got to come a little bit lower to see a real bottom on ETH, like some of these levels. That's what I'm thinking, and I think especially if Bitcoin goes to 11K, I think 600, 500 is on the table. Anything lower than 11K, you're anything below 10K, I think you're coming down to kind of these levels below 400. That's going to absolutely be on the table. So yeah, guys, really, that's what I think for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and S&P 500. I mean, obviously, crypto's followed it. I think it will break away from it pretty soon, but for now, I think it'll continue to follow it at least to a certain extent. Look right here. This 6-day is about as bad as possible. Extremely overheated here, and I think it's going to be a lot less forgiving when we come into the red as it was in 2016. I mean, it would be nice if we just come into the red a little bit, and it's a great buying opportunity, but I think it's going to be a lot less forgiving, and I think it's going to be more like previous recessions where you come into the red, and I think you could be in the red for a while here. I mean, you absolutely, like what Garrett Soloway was talking about the other day, it could be 10 to 15 years before the S&P 500 sees an all-time high, and that's not uncommon based on history. I mean, it was a while here. I mean, a little double top pattern, but it was, from 2000, you didn't really see much of a gain until 15 years. It was a while. I mean, that's known for the S&P 500. So yeah, this looks as bad as possible. I think you're just generally going to repeat this pattern, come back down on the weekly. People talking about a Santa rally. I don't really think so. I mean, inflation data was bad, not good this morning. I think the Fed is going to have to sound kind of hawkish next week. We'll see what happens with that. I mean, I still think it's probably going to be 50 basis points, but who knows? I mean, maybe they could surprise us with 75 basis points and just blame it on the recent report, and that would really tank the market. So be careful out there. That's what I'm looking at right now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Please check out my link to BITGET down below. Really good promo going on right now. Also check out my exclusive Discord. Got robbed last night on the East Shore I was trying to do, but do have a new one in that's going to do well. Have a Bitcoin long with locked in profits in, and have a bunch of swing Atom short with locked in profits, a bunch of swing shorts in as well. So I think we're going to have a good month. Sometimes it's a little shaky in the beginning of the month. We had an amazing September, an amazing October, an amazing November, really good 3-month period. So you get into December, a lot of weird volatility, less trading volume, gets a little bit tougher, but I think we're going to turn it around. A lot of good opportunities in the market lately, at least right now, I think too, and into next week. So check that out. If you're interested in my trading course, you want to learn how to interpret the charts, all my strategies, that type of stuff, link in the description below, evanaldo.com, 20% off, discount code BEARMARKET20. So check all that out. That should be everything, guys. All right, have a good one. Goodbye.